Welcome to Sports City, Utah, Utah's premier indoor sports facility located on 114th South in Draper, Utah. Our 80,000 square foot facility has 2 full-size turf fields, 4 full-size basketball courts, and 6 full-size volleyball courts. Here at Sports City, we have something for all ages, from youth sports camps to competitive adult leagues and so much more. So come on down to Sports City, Utah, or visit us at www.sportscityutah.com.
To this week's matchup in the Women's Major League Indoor Soccer. We have a pivotal matchup in the West Conference between Utah Uprising FC and Phoenix Pulse FC. Both teams are atop the standings here on the West Conference. Salt Lake City, the home team, with 4 wins and not a single loss. Phoenix also has 4 wins, but 1 loss. That loss coming to Salt Lake City in their home arena in Phoenix back in January 31st. That was a scoreline of 10-8, where Salt Lake City defeated Phoenix and handed them their one and only loss of the season. So you can see Salt Lake City, they're the home team here. They are in their classic sky blues and yellow kits, whereas Phoenix will be in their desert orange and white kits. And so we will look to see how this matchup unfolds. Will Phoenix get their revenge and hand Salt Lake their first loss, or will Utah Uprising continue their dominant, undefeated season? Both teams just had their starting lineups just walk onto the field and are getting ready for kickoff in just a matter of moments. This will be the 4th home game of the season for Utah and the 2nd away game for Phoenix this season. As for Phoenix Pulse, look out for Jessica Salnick and Justice Smith. They are tied 11 goals each. That leads the team in goals scored. For Utah Uprising, look for Mackenzie Evans Tostado. She leads their team with 9 goals. In just a matter of moments, we will get underway, and here we go. Kickoff here between Utah Uprising and Phoenix Pulse. An immediate steal by Utah. An immediate drive into that bottom corner. Almost a goal, just a little bit onto the left side. That was a great chance to start the game for Utah, getting on that front foot with an early turnover. But Phoenix does well to avoid an early 1-0 deficit. Utah getting the ball back and are bringing it back to their keeper, Jasmine Espinoza. Will launch that one downfield and try to find an open player on that left side as she tries to weasel her way around some defenders, looking for some open players. Has someone on the top of the box, trying for a pass towards that left side. Maybe a little give and go situation, but instead, Phoenix Pulse stands tall defensively. And will continue to drive down the field, trying to bypass 3 separate defenders for Utah. Looking for some space, Phoenix, as they find a teammate, able to pass it back. It was Samantha Lopez that had it for a moment. They're able to play it forward. And tries to sky it over just a couple of feet over the bar. Not a bad look for Phoenix Pulse. But Utah will just try their best to clear it. Not fully cleared yet. They got to try to work with that. Phoenix with a good turnover. Almost had it. Now it will go right back to Utah, who will drive this one down. Oh, trying to find that long ball pass. Gets poked away there by Phoenix. Salt Lake will play it all the way back, though, on defense. So they'll find a couple of teammates that can work with the ball. It was Olivia Midgley there, as it'll get taken away by Phoenix. Driving down the field. And will come down back towards midfield. Salt Lake will drive it down. It's a good chance for Phoenix. Not fully on the ball yet, and it's a good save by Espinoza, who's able to get on top of that, nearly down, fumbled back towards midfield, but it it's a way of Utah. So like we'll drive it down. Trying to clear it with her feet. Phoenix, not fully on the ball yet, and it's a Phoenix were on the way. Utah were just able to get on top of it. So here comes Salt Lake, I should say, right back at it. It's a good chance. Oh, just a little bit to the top right. Looked really, really good there. But instead, it's going to come back around. A good shot on target. Just couldn't get all of it there. And so it will go back towards Phoenix. We'll see what they're able to do with the ball as they get a good pass back in that early defensive stand. It looks like a stoppage will be called by the officials. Looks to be going in the direction of Phoenix. I'm sorry. They will start with the ball deep in their own end and will try to bring it towards the opposite side. So pass it back towards their keeper, going towards Angelina Valdez. And that'll be brought back. But Salt Lake will be able to take advantage. And we'll have it on their own side as they look to find some openings on that far side of the field. They're really trying that long ball, whether on the left or right side. They're able to connect this time around. Looking for a deep pass. Trying to find Dominique Estrada. Is she able to get past the keeper for Phoenix? Angelina Valdez looked to have a good chance at it and just able to grab it at the end there. So it looks like it may have just gone off the wall. Ricochet just in time for Valdez to be able to get on top of that ball. And so it was a good chance. Another shot for Utah. We're trying to make their mark early in this contest. Phoenix trying to take that one away, but instead it will go back towards Utah. Mackenzie Evans with it now. Evans Tostado. Trying to find a pass again up towards that front attacker as she tries to weasel her way around a couple of defenders for Phoenix, but was just unable to work her way around there. The ball will get poked away. Phoenix will just try and play it out. Going towards that right corner on the near side of the field. Now they're messing around, trying to find a couple of passes to connect as Salt Lake's trying to get their way back into finding possession of the ball. A little bit of a stumble there by Phoenix, but Salt Lake was there to try to pounce on that. Phoenix will try to recover. And they will look for some passes. They have some open players. If they decide to play it back all the way towards Valdez, who can send it forward. But they've had a lot of possession here, but it's been in their own territory. They haven't been able to find some openings deep downfield. That's been Utah's strength so far this game, not necessarily for Phoenix. Granted, it is early. We will see what they are able to conjure up as they have a couple of switches and substitutions being made. You can see some players going off for Phoenix and switching back out. That is Mia Daly that is going off field there. And so far, first 5 minutes of this contest, Utah's having a big substitution themselves as well, switching a majority of their players. They've had a good spell of possession. I'd say they've been the more controlling team in this contest so far early on. Have had a couple of great chances, just have not been able to find any to get past Valdez of Phoenix. And the scoreline stays 0. So there's another good chance. Once again, that's going to go up above the goal. That'll be out of play. So the ref will set that one down. It should go back in favor of Phoenix. And he'll just hand the ball right back towards the keeper. And so cutting across, Phoenix trying to bypass their way through a couple of Salt Lake attackers there. As again, they're really struggling to just get it out of their own half, even their own third for most of the contest so far, as they're just looking to find some open passes. But you can see the high press that Salt Lake has as once again they turn the ball over. Just a little bit of a miss kick there. Was unable to get that one on frame at all. Goes right back towards the keeper there for Phoenix. Valdez will pump that one. Send it all the way back towards Espinoza. She will play that one back. Danica Serracio. Back to Espinoza. Again, we'll launch this one downfield. Just a relentless attack from Utah. Continuing to try to find players upfield and for the most part connecting on those passes. Really giving Phoenix no time to breathe as they try to lift this one back up into the air and try to find some sort of connection. It will stay with Phoenix for now as they play it back all the way towards their keeper. They're going to Valdez. And they're back onto that right side of the fence. Now they look to try and cut it upfield. And they were looking for Cassie Hale as they play it back towards Espinoza, who spills it once again. He's got to be careful there. And Utah is able to just get away with it just barely. And that is the danger that can be posed for Phoenix as they try to have a couple of chances on target. A couple of spills there for Espinoza. Was unable to firmly grasp the ball and luckily able to get away with that as Salt Lake are still in possession and we're able to slow down the pace of the game a little bit. It's going to go back towards Kayla Gonzalez as she has it right now, nearing midfield, but she'll pass it back towards a couple of players as it makes its way towards that top left side into attacking territory here for Utah. But a good defensive stand for Phoenix as they'll drive their way down the field. Could be Cassie Hale once again trying to drive down on that left side. Now finds an opening, takes a shot, goes a little bit to the left. Oh, and it's a diving save by Espinoza. Cleared away by Utah. But what a good chance for Phoenix in the early portion of this contest. Now they're finding some room themselves to attack. Let's take a look at that once again as that one just brought down. And then just a ricochet from the defense of Salt Lake goes right back to Phoenix. It was a great shot there. Sammy Lopez, I believe that was. We will go. Oh, and we will have a quick commercial break as we have a timeout real quick.
Don't let anything get between you and your workout.
Hey, Will.
EOS Fitness, where there's a will.
Come back to the first quarter here between Phoenix Pulse, Salt Lake. No score yet, but we've had a couple of close chances. So let's see how this game continues to evolve here. As Utah will continue with possession, they'll have it back in their own half. Goes back to Gonzalez on that right side of the field. She has a lot of green grass in front of her. We'll take a little bit of a pass to send it all the way back to their keeper. There goes towards Espinoza. Just look to take their time. Not much of a high press here for Phoenix. We'll just allow these high percent passes to be made here by Salt Lake. But now that's a deep cross right there, trying to find an opening. You can almost argue that she should have taken a shot from that left wing portion. But instead, Salt Lake will still remain with the ball. That's going to be a long-ranging shot that goes in. Oh, man, from about 15 yards out, maybe longer. Salt Lake, Utah, Uprising FC opens the scoring. And that will take a 1-0 lead for the home side. Incredible long shot. And Utah Uprising with an incredible strike. And they're right back on it. Ooh, I believe that was Mackenzie Evans-Tostado that took that one. That long-ranging shot to score. She's back on the ball again. But Phoenix do well to stymie that attack this time around. It's not fully cleared for Phoenix as that one gets out of time. Oh, it looks like they scored a second. Salt Lake ended up getting one past the keeper there for Phoenix. And all of a sudden, Utah have just doubled their scoring in a matter of 60 seconds. Avendaro there, the keeper for Phoenix, just unable to get hands on that ball. And it just got past her. Utah Uprising doubles their lead. Quick succession. But now Phoenix trying to find an opening. It's a good chance, and they get one back early on. All the goals are raining down early in this first quarter. Let's take a look at that again. maybe just a lapse in defense there for Utah. That one goes off the wall and just hustles in. Fantastic goal. Dominique Estrada. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Number 24, Katrina Rethal for Phoenix Pulse. Able to get one back. And just about 90 seconds ago, scoreline was 0-0. But that media timeout, it seemed like it had helped both teams find their footing and find some attacking prowess, as all of a sudden, 2 goals to Utah, 1 goal to Phoenix. Ball will be hanging around that right side of the field. Goes right back towards Avendaro, the keeper. We'll play it back out. Phoenix will try to push forward on that far side, looking for Weatherall, the goal scorer. It looks like it'll go right back towards Utah once again. And we'll see if they're able to get that pass. Likely will go all the way back towards the keeper, Espinoza, who will launch it downfield. They do have a player all the way up. It could be Mackenzie Evans Tostado looking for an opening, trying to cut it around. It is, but that's a good shot there, back around. And then a couple of defensive efforts for Phoenix. And Avendaro was just able to get some hands on that. But it was a good-looking chance. Maybe just didn't take it fast enough. The scoreline will stay 2-1 here for Phoenix. As they are one back in this contest, though. She'll try to launch this one onto that right side of the field. It flips over, but Gonzalez there to just kick that one away. That one may have gone a little bit too high there, and so the ref will stop play, and it should go back to Phoenix for this next attack. But what an insane sequence of events there. Salt Lake just put 2 up in less than a minute combined, and then maybe 30 seconds after that, Phoenix gets one back. Speaking of Phoenix, they're on the attack. Jessica Salinik, one of the team's leading scorers, and she's able to put it through. Oh, the direct free kick goal by Salinik goes into the back of the net, and Phoenix tie this contest with 3.5 to go in the first quarter. 2-2 between Salt Lake City and Phoenix, who were able to answer right back from 2 goals down to even up the scoring at 2 goals apiece. It looked for a few seconds there that Salt Lake might have been able to run away with this contest, but these are the top 2 teams in the West Conference for a reason. So Phoenix are not going to back down, especially against this team who has their only blemish, their only loss on this season so far. Utah looking to avoid that same fate as it goes right back towards Avendaro, the keeper. They try to clear that one, just have it go around the boards, but it goes right back towards Salt Lake. They're going to try to grab that one and play it back around midfield. Estrada tries to send it forward, looking for Tostado. We'll cut back across. Phoenix are able to take back over, but will get tripped up, and that will be a foul. Free kick for Phoenix. This one goes off the wall as it's recovered by Utah. Estrada will play it back towards Espinoza. Espinoza has a couple of options. She chooses to play it short. It'll make its way back towards midfield. Scanning her options, goes back towards the defense. Salt Lake perhaps looking to slow this game down a little bit after allowing 2 quick goals by Phoenix that got them back into this contest. Christy Reynolds. Play back towards Espinoza. Launches this one towards that left side of the field. Now Estrada. Back towards Espinoza. Estrada will push it forward once again. And now it's Phoenix that kind of have tight coverage here, not really allowing much advancement from Utah. Able to get a little bit there as they try to find some spacing, but Phoenix doing well to force that turnover, and they're able to win that ball back. That was a good steal there by Lacey Perdono, because that was a good chance, just a little bit wide. Perdono's back on the ball. She's going to perhaps try to find a teammate there that's right around that left side of the field. She has some options. That one just goes over. Oh, the goal line clearance by Salt Lake to keep this game tied. Unbelievable save. The keeper was out of position. There's a player, could have been Estrada, that was just back enough there for Utah to kick that ball away off the goal line with under a minute to go in this first quarter. Crazy sequence. Now Phoenix will try to push this one forward. Avendaro launching it downfield. We'll look to find a couple of teammates, but perhaps a runaway from Utah. Good slide tackle to prevent the shot from Phoenix. We'll go back on that left side of the field. They'll try to travel down that wing. See if they can have any last grasp for this first quarter. And that will end it. So we will take a quick break for this half at 2-2, and we will see you guys back for the start of this second half. No worries.
Are you ready to create unforgettable moments for your audience? NSN offers professional live streaming and full broadcast services tailored to your needs. From high-quality production to exceptional coverage, we ensure your game or event becomes a spectacle to remember. Book your next game with us today. Call 586-304-4405 to schedule your broadcast and let NSN bring the action to life like never before.
To achieve maximum flexibility, one must let go of all tension. EOS Fitness, where there's a will.
Welcome back to the start of the second quarter here between Utah Uprising and Phoenix Pulse FC. What an action-packed first quarter. It looked as if it was going to be scoreless through the first half of it. We thought we were going to see low-scoring game, but instead, Utah Uprising takes a 2-0 lead, but then just minutes later, Phoenix Uprising score 2 goals themselves to tie this game at 2-2. So here we go, start of the second quarter. And an immediate good chance there. Utah starting off both quarters of this contest so far with long balls up towards the top end and able to get a couple of shots off, both unsuccessful, but good looks nonetheless as they try to push that ball upfield. Now Phoenix just able to get away from that. Avendaro able to work her way around that and will send it back all the way to the Utah keeper Espinoza. She'll push it back towards Hannah Bruce, who's going to drive it forward. Oh, and slots it home. What an unbelievable goal. Wow, it's a screamer towards the top left corner of the goal. And Utah reclaim their lead. Oh, my goodness. Down the field and from about 10 to 15 yards out. Sent into that top right corner. Unbelievable shot there from Utah. Oh, and an immediate steal. They could double up their lead again. That was number 4, Mackenzie Evans Tostado, leading goal scorer for Utah Uprising, extending and adding to her goals tally. She now has double-digit goals on the season. And that did not take long. Within a minute or two of this second quarter, Utah have a chance. Another breakaway. Will Avendaro come out? And she does, but launches it over the bars. So that will be a free kick there for Utah, as that one gets lifted up on that left side, perhaps looking for a teammate to fight with on that side of the field. And we'll try to find some connection as it makes its way back. Still attacking, though, in that final third. Tostado's open, but just a couple of fights there will allow a stoppage, and it looks like it might go in favor of Utah. So this is going to be a dangerous spot for Phoenix to have to defend. They'll have to stand a couple of yards back. We'll have a 2-woman wall as Utah Uprising will look to work with perhaps their second set piece of the contest. Their second set piece overall. It's their first for Utah. You got 2 players up within the box there. And we'll see how they decide to work it. We have a player a couple yards outside. He goes for a direct shot, trying for that top right corner this time around, but just a little bit too high. And so that will make its way back around. And that will go back towards Phoenix. But overall, decent chance there. Utah are the undefeated team in this league and in the Western Conference. They're the team that handed Phoenix their one and only loss of this season. So 2 powerhouse teams facing each other once again. About 3 weeks since their last contest, we're at Phoenix. Salt Lake defeated Phoenix by a scoreline of 10-8. Phoenix haven't had a lot of time so far in the attacking third, and it was a good chance, but a solid save by Espinoza to keep their 1-score lead intact. Espinoza will play it on that right side. We'll drive down the field. We'll go off the wall for Utah. We'll play it back, and Phoenix is allowing them to push up a little bit. Back on that right side of the field. Salt Lake will drive back towards midfield, and we'll look to find some openings. A couple of Phoenix players trying to guide that ball away, but it's a good chance for Salt Lake if they can get the shot off. We're unable to. Good defensive stance there for Phoenix. Now Salt Lake have to retreat almost all the way back. Looking to avoid a turnover here in a dangerous spot in the final third. Evans Tostado having to do some defensive dirty work. Able to weasel her way out of it a little bit. Hannah Bruce able to find an opening back to Tostado. And now you got some green grass in front of her. But not for long, as Phoenix was unable to poke that away. Not before Espinoza can give it right back towards Utah. And so some good exchanges there. But Utah will just be able to bring it back towards midfield. We'll slide it forward. It's a good look for Utah. Did not take the first time shot. So Chelsea Campbell-Sanchez will try to pass it back around. Going to look for Dominique Estrada. Will she be able to make that connection as he got a couple of players there? Unable to get the goal there. It was a good look on target. You'd assume the Phoenix Pulse defenders really stood their ground there after what looked like an incredible chance for Salt Lake. But now Espinoza will send it right back and will slow the pacing of the game down. Salt Lake understands they have this 1-goal lead. They know it's not enough as we are approaching the midway point of the second quarter. Plenty of goals to be scored, you could argue. You would assume. Oh, what a volley! My goodness, I was almost not ready for that, but an incredible goal. Amber Tripp, number 13 forward, just takes the ball off the wall and uses her right foot to slice that one into the top middle portion of that goal. And once again, a 2-score lead for Salt Lake Uprising is restored. Now, in the first quarter, Phoenix had responded by scoring 2 goals unanswered of their own. They answered the 2 goals from Salt Lake with 2 goals of their own to tie it back up. So will the same story happen where Phoenix will get back into this game by scoring 2 goals to keep pace with Salt Lake? Time will tell, but my goodness, 2 incredible goals scored by Utah in this second quarter so far. A good, off the wall chance, unable to clear it, goes back around. Kayla Gonzalez with it, but a good defensive stance there. Here comes Phoenix just trying to take a wild shot, almost essentially a clearance, just pushing the ball as far away from their own goal as possible. That was Jessica Salinik. But the ref will have that stoppage there. Incredible shots, incredible goals we've seen in the second quarter so far. And now Phoenix, they haven't had a lot of time. As we mentioned, they were a bit better in the final third towards the back end of that first quarter. But since the second quarter started, not much here. So this is a good chance for them to get one back and to perhaps repeat their comeback from that first quarter. And so we'll see a set piece option here. You got 4 players, all 4 outfield players, unable to make it work. Oh, quick turnover here. But Avendaro for Phoenix, able to get back on the ball, continue the attack. What a long-ranging shot. Looked great for Sammy Lopez, but it was a diving effort. Incredible save. Let's see Sammy Lopez once again from near in the middle portion of the field. It's about 12 yards out, you would imagine. Sends that one, perhaps even more. I could be underestimating that distance. And it's an incredible save by Espinoza to keep that 2-goal lead for Utah Uprising. They'll play it back towards Espinoza. Again, Salt Lake now with an added lead. They will look to try to slow the game and try to bleed the clock leading towards halftime. Again, there are still options for them down the field. They would like to add more to their score tally, of course. They are leading the league in goal difference. They have 57 goals scored with only 16 goals against heading into this game. So now they've scored over 60 if you include the goals in this game. And have allowed 18, but removing the goals from this game so far, it is a plus 41 goal difference for Utah Uprising. They tried to slide that one. It was a good look. Just did not get all the power. Jessica Salinik. Or Megan Hendricks just had a chance, but was unable to get all of it there. And so Phoenix had a good chance themselves, but here comes Salt Lake once again, driving on that right side, unable to find a connection. And so this will get turned back around. But Phoenix also were unable to find a connection as well. So a couple of turnovers back to back puts Utah in a good position. They'll go all the way back there. Perhaps they were looking for Megan Hendricks, who was driving into the box. We do see a stoppage once again. It could be a free kick. And if it goes in favor of Utah, this could be a dangerous free kick, only a couple of yards out of the goal. Looks as if we might have another media timeout for this second quarter. And so we will be right back very shortly.
Are you ready to create unforgettable moments for your audience? NSN offers professional live streaming and full broadcast services tailored to your needs. From high-quality production to exceptional coverage, we ensure your game or event becomes a spectacle to remember. Book your next game with us today. Call 586-304-4405 to schedule your broadcast and let NSN bring the action to life like never before.
To achieve maximum flexibility, one must let go of all tension. EOS Fitness, where there's a will.
All right, welcome back towards the second quarter here. It is a free kick for Utah. Dangerous territory, final third. Let's see what they can do in the set piece. Will they extend their lead and have the first? Oh, hits the wall. Heavy shot And so that answer is no. Currently, they do not extend their lead to 3 goals. This is the highest lead that they've had so far, both in the first and second quarter. But here comes Phoenix looking to have that deficit. Just a little bit too much power on that cross. They were eventually able to find a teammate. It goes back to Sammy Lopez. She's going to scan her options, but will decide to play it all the way back to Avendaro. And she will push that one as far up as she can. Looking for a shot there for Phoenix, but it will stay with them, as Salt Lake were unable to clear that one defensively. Goes all the way back to Avendaro. She'll post that one all the way up downfield, and that will make its way back towards the keeper for Salt Lake, Espinoza. This one makes its way down towards Hannah Bruce as she tries to drive down beyond midfield, scanning her options. We'll find Estrada. Now looking for a give and go. Back to Estrada. She's able to get it. She should take a shot, and she will. Was unable to get the curve that she wanted on it. Phoenix will try to poke that one away. It goes right back to Espinoza, so no possession there for Phoenix. But Utah working on that left side. And they'll play it down on that right. Here comes Estrada once again. Good defensive effort there for Phoenix. Doing well in that final third, but allowing a lot of final third entries for Salt Lake as they try to spin their way around. Oh, and that ball just gets poked and deflected right back towards the keeper, Avendaro. Let's take a look at this once again. It was perhaps a good shot there. Almost looks like it could have been an own goal. I think that last one off the boot of a player, perhaps Lopez, for Phoenix. So this one will be sent downfield, off the wall, and back towards Espinoza. She goes for an overhead pass on that left side of the field. Well, has a lot of green grass in front of her. Let's see what she can do. She's got a couple players driving upfield as well. You got a few out of position for Phoenix as they got to drive all the way back, but it's a diving save by Avendaro. So preventing a 3-goal lead is Avendaro for Phoenix, but perhaps the attack is not quite done as that ball just sails over the playable area of the field, just over the bar. That would be a free kick for Phoenix. She'll simply roll this one back out. Jessica Salinik trying to find a through ball, perhaps looking for Mia Daly, but it gets turned over there as Utah just takes it right back. And again, looking to just squeeze the time out of this second quarter, go into halftime with this lead. They've done a lot better defensively as that ball gets deflected and will go way out. This one should go back towards Utah. But what a strong attack so far. In the first quarter, mere minutes after they scored their 2 goals, Phoenix were able to get right back into it by scoring 2 goals themselves. And that was a good chance for Salt Lake on the restart. But Phoenix does well defensively once again. This one will go towards Espinoza as she plays it out towards Gonzalez. Now the keeper will send it. You have an open player around midfield. And then you got to try to see what you can do with that. Again, it's a 2-goal lead for Salt Lake. Phoenix haven't had much in terms of possession this second quarter. They've been doing a lot of defending. Have allowed 2 goals. Have been on it. Oh, just over the bar. That could have been an incredible goal once again for Salt Lake. But it will go right back towards Phoenix. But for the time being, let's take a look at this. Insane chance towards that top right corner. That was a good look. I think Danica Serasio was on that end of the ball. And now it looks to be a Phoenix free kick. That was taken by Jessica Hale. We'll go back around, and now Phoenix will just play it back towards their keeper as Salt Lake not letting anything happen. Phoenix spins around midfield, trying to drive but muscled off the ball by Salt Lake. Hannah Bruce doing well defensively, and she has options, multiple players in a surrounding area. Again, every outfield player. Almost headed. That was an incredible chance once again for Utah. Great looks all across the board. Dominique Estrada had a fantastic pass. Let's take a look at this once again from near midfield, trying to find the header. Unbelievable. Evans Tostado. If she was able to get that head down and point the ball towards goal, it was fast whipping, but that would have been incredible. Speaking of Evans Tostado, here she is on the ball. We'll play it back around. We'll try to find, curling shot there, but uses her feet, Avendaro, to get rid of that one. Now they were trying to find some teammates there. Anna Hall was on the ball for a second. That one gets lifted back up. Still in play, but it's a dangerous spot for Phoenix. Utah perhaps trying to end the half with a 3-goal lead to even further separate themselves away from Phoenix. That one gets driven in. Phoenix able to defend that one away. They'll hold on to the ball for a little bit. They haven't had a lot of it. They force a turnover. And now it's perhaps a one-on-one. Utah's going to take the chance. We'll play it back out. We'll take the shot. It's a good diving save there for Phoenix. Avendaro doing well to keep that 2-score deficit and not allow a third in this second quarter. Back upfield for Phoenix. Haven't had a lot of time here. Addie Cross with it. We'll cut back towards Lopez. Samantha Lopez trying to get a curl. Requires the attention of Espinoza, who's able to get 2 hands on that. And she'll launch this one forward. Looks to be not much time left. She'll play it back. Could be one of the final chances for Salt Lake. We'll cut back around. Have all their outfield players again in that final third. Look to play it all the way back. Instead, it will send it towards Espinoza. And they will just allow the time to wind down. That will end it for the first half. It's a 2-goal lead for Salt Lake as they're up 4-2. We will see you in 15 minutes for the start of the third quarter.
To build full body strength, one must train from the ground up. EOS Fitness, where there's a will.
Welcome to Sports City, Utah, Utah's premier indoor sports facility located on 114th South in Draper, Utah. Our 80,000 square foot facility has 2 full-size turf fields, 4 full-size basketball courts, and 6 full-size volleyball courts. Here at Sports City, we have something for all ages, from youth sports camps to competitive adult leagues and so much more. So come on down to Sports City, Utah, or visit us at www.sportscityutah.com.
Are you ready to create unforgettable moments for your audience? NSN offers professional live streaming and full broadcast services tailored to your needs. From high-quality production to exceptional coverage, we ensure your game or event becomes a spectacle to remember. Book your next game with us today. Call 586-304-4405 to schedule your broadcast and let NSN bring the action to life like never before.
To build full body strength, one must train from the ground up. EOS Fitness, where there's a will.
Welcome to Sports City, Utah, Utah's premier indoor sports facility located on 114th South in Draper, Utah. Our 80,000 square foot facility has 2 full-size turf fields, 4 full-size basketball courts, and 6 full-size volleyball courts. Here at Sports City, we have something for all ages, from youth sports camps to competitive adult leagues and so much more. So come on down to Sports City, Utah, or visit us at www.sportscityutah.com.
To achieve maximum flexibility, one must let go of all tension. EOS Fitness, where there's a will. Don't let anything get between you and your workout.
Hey, Will.
EOS Fitness, where there's a will.
Unforgettable moments for your audience? NSN offers professional live streaming and full broadcast services tailored to your needs. From high-quality production to exceptional coverage, we ensure your game or event becomes a spectacle to remember. Book your next game with us today. Call 586-304-4405 to schedule your broadcast and let NSN bring the action to life like never before.
let anything get between you and your workout.
Hey, Will.
EOS Fitness, where there's a will.
Welcome to Sports City, Utah, Utah's premier indoor sports facility located on 114th South in Draper, Utah. Our 80,000 square foot facility has 2 full-size turf fields, 4 full-size basketball courts, and 6 full-size volleyball courts. Here at Sports City, we have something for all ages, from youth sports camps to competitive adult leagues and so much more. So come on down to Sports City, Utah, or visit us at www.sportscityutah.com.
Are you ready to create unforgettable moments for your audience? NSN offers professional live streaming and full broadcast services tailored to your needs. From high-quality production to exceptional coverage, we ensure your game or event becomes a spectacle to remember. Book your next game with us today. Call 586-304-4405 to schedule your broadcast and let NSN bring the action to life like never before.
To build full body strength, one must train from the ground up. EOS Fitness, where there's a will.
Welcome to Sports City, Utah, Utah's premier indoor sports facility located on 114th South in Draper, Utah. Our 80,000 square foot facility has 2 full-size turf fields, 4 full-size basketball courts, and 6 full-size volleyball courts. Here at Sports City, we have something for all ages, from youth sports camps to competitive adult leagues and so much more. So come on down to Sports City, Utah, or visit us at www.sportscityutah.com.
To achieve maximum flexibility, one must let go of all tension. EOS Fitness, where there's a will. Don't let anything get between you and your workout.
Hey, Will.
EOS Fitness, where there's a will.
for your audience, NSN offers professional live streaming and full broadcast services tailored to your needs. From high-quality production to exceptional coverage, we ensure your game or event becomes a spectacle to remember. Book your next game with us today. Call 586-304-4405 to schedule your broadcast and let NSN bring the action to life like never before.
Ladies and gents, welcome to the start of the third quarter and the start of the second half here between Phoenix Pulse FC and Salt Lake, Utah Uprising FC. The current scoreline is 4-2 in favor of Salt Lake. But let's get started here with the third quarter. Phoenix on the ball first, able to get it away. Pretty good defensive effort already off the gate by Salt Lake. So the scoring worked many different ways. It was a 2-2 tie after first quarter, and then after the second quarter, Salt Lake held Phoenix to no goals in that second quarter. Were able to score two themselves. That is how they currently have a 2-goal lead. Will they be able to maintain their 2-goal lead and continue on their undefeated run, or will Phoenix have something else to say about that? Let's see what happens as Espinoza has the ball here. Salt Lake, and of course their classic sky blue with yellow accent kits, whereas the Phoenix Pulse FC are in their desert white and orange kits. They are attacking from right to left, whereas Salt Lake will be attacking from left to right during this third quarter, as Phoenix will get the ball back as they try to drive up, looking for 2 goals in this second half, perhaps even more if they're looking for a win here, as opposed to just simply forcing overtime. That one's going to get lifted up and brought back. Phoenix will bring it back all the way towards their keeper, Avendaro. She'll launch this one up high, trying for that header there. She looked for Jessica Salinik. Good defensive stance there. Cuts back into the box. Utah having a little bit of a tough time clearing this one away from Phoenix. Ultimately, they're able to get the ball back, though. They'll send it back towards Espinoza, who will just scan her options. Instead, chooses to punt the ball as far as she can. Unable to reach over the head of that defender for Phoenix. And so Phoenix right now having a good spell early on in this third quarter. No real shots on target, but just kind of feeling the ground and getting back into the flow of things. They'll push this ball back and will go to defend it themselves as they look to keep it away from Utah, who haven't had much possession. Just looking to, again, feel out the start of this third quarter. They're not in as much of a desperate hurry as Phoenix is, as they're holding on to that 2-goal lead. That was a good shot there. Blocked away. Good chance for Jessica Raby. And unable to convert on that attack. But Utah able to get it back. And now let's see what they're able to do. Again, haven't had many final third appearances so far in this quarter. Granted, not much time has passed. They're looking to allow Phoenix to press higher a little bit. That'll make things a little bit interesting for Utah in their defense. Again, I've only allowed 16 goals heading into this game, so 18 if you include the 2 goals that Utah have allowed in this contest. As Phoenix will try to bounce that one back across the boards. Finds a Utah player, and then you got someone on that left side for Utah trying to find that spacing. Could be Estrada as she lifts that one way up and over. But that one's going to make its way back out. Utah still with possession. Tries to curl it in. It was a good potential look for Lopez. But Megan Hendricks almost came down with that instead. And Phoenix Pulse will instead try to pass it all the way back. And it goes finding its way towards Espinoza. Play it towards Estrada. Nice long distance pass there for Utah. Able to go off the wall. Finding Estrada once again. Now looking for Hendricks. She bounces it across. It was a good look for Phoenix to defend that away. Utah had a great chance there. But even better effort from Phoenix to keep this one only a 2-goal game. And the difference in the game that they played at the end of January, their first meeting in the first game of the season between these two, was also a 2-goal game. 10-8 was that scoreline. On pace for collectively fewer goals in this contest, but you never know. You might have a flurry of goals like we saw in the middle portion of that first quarter. This one comes back towards Estrada, Dominique Estrada. Playing the long ball once again. Utah will bounce off the wall. Keeper can't get it right away, but Utah will try to lift it back up and try to find an open player. You got someone inside the box. Could be Mackenzie Evans-Tostado leading the team in goals. But will Phoenix find a way around it? They do. Unable to keep it away for long. It goes straight back towards Avendaro. And now Utah will just push that one as high up as it can. Still stays in play, though. That one looks like it might not stay in play, as Phoenix just kind of poked that one as high up as it can, likely leading towards a free kick for Utah when play resumes. But so far, Phoenix are able to get back onto it. Avendaro, looks like the ball may have not gone out completely. And now Phoenix have a good chance. You got 4 outfield players having a track back for Utah. Phoenix on that right wing trying to drive down towards midfield. Cutting across the boards. Now perhaps you trying to use the wall to find a sharper angle, but because of how gently curved it is, it was able to just glide across the wall neatly and find its way back towards Espinoza. Salt Lake will play it back towards Dominique Estrada as she stands over the ball. Again, Salt Lake, I mean, it is early third quarter, so you don't necessarily need to be thinking about killing the clock just yet, but you do want to keep the ball away from Phoenix at all times. You do not want them to get back into this contest, of course. It is only a 2-goal lead. Phoenix scored 2 goals back when Salt Lake only had 2 on the board to tie it up 2-2. That was before Salt Lake put 2 in the back of the net, as the only 2 goals in the second quarter. It's a good deep long pass towards the left side of the field for Salt Lake. Trying to cut across and perhaps find an opening into that final third. They do. They have a couple players in right now. Evans-Tostado back to Estrada. Will Estrada look for a shot? She might if she can cut across. Looks like Lopez is doing a great job for Phoenix to try to cut it back and keep that one away. So is Perdomo. It's a good looking chance there. That's Katrina Estrada trying to slide it forward. Still with the ball, Dominique Estrada with a close range shot, and it tucks in behind the bottom left corner. It was a great setup play for Utah Uprising FC, and now they have their first 3-goal lead of the game, their largest lead so far, as that one slides in underneath. You can't say they don't deserve it. They've been pressing hard and high for a majority of this past few minutes of this third quarter. Looks like we might have our media timeout now at around the halfway portion of this third quarter, so we'll be right back in just a few moments.
Don't let anything get between you and your workout.
Hey, Will.
EOS Fitness, where there's a will.
All right, welcome back to the third quarter of action here. Just past the timeout, just after the goal that was scored by Salt Lake. And they have a 3-goal lead in this contest now. Starting to run away with this one. There's still plenty of time So if you're a Phoenix fan, it's not time to panic just yet, but it might be if this one slides in, and that one, it's a 4-goal lead in goal number 6 for Salt Lake. Maybe I spoke too soon, but an incredible chance. Salt Lake able to put it into the back of the net. Number 11, Allison Smathers, forward for Utah Uprising. In an immediate turnover once again. Phoenix just can't seem to have anything go their way so far in this third quarter. 2 goals around the midway portion again and in quick succession. In every quarter so far in this game, Salt Lake have scored 2 goals per quarter, and both goals came very quickly, around 60 seconds between each other per quarter. Unbelievable. It is a 4-goal lead for Salt Lake. They're looking to run away from this one and from Phoenix. That one gets caught back behind. No call as a Phoenix player falls down. Just muscling each other, trying to get back onto the ball. Phoenix doing well to force that turnover. All of a sudden, they find themselves in a 4-goal deficit. Definitely not what they were looking for to kickstart this third quarter. But it's everything Salt Lake have been looking for. Just adding to their league-leading goal difference and potentially their league-leading record of an undefeated season so far. Dominique Estrada back towards Espinoza. Espinoza has a pretty solid day. Overall, a quiet day. Haven't had too many opportunities to save a lot of shots. Now it's another good chance for Utah as the keeper. Oh, no! Oh, Salt Lake just off the right post. That could have been a 7th goal as the keeper was out of position, but just couldn't get the curve she wanted to bend it in the goal. They're still on high attack, though. Although it looks like Phoenix will take that turnover and try to run away, but the ref is going to call a stoppage. They instead play the defender and not the ball. So with about 5 minutes to go in this third quarter, Phoenix will have possession. They got to get back into this game somehow. That one's headed way up. It looks like it was high enough this time around that it is out of play. And so now Phoenix will have a set piece. This is how they scored one of their goals. Jessica Salinik with a beautiful free kick in the first quarter. She's going to look to try to replicate that again here. And try to jumpstart some sort of comeback potential for Phoenix. If she can bend the ball around the wall. Oh, just hits the left side of the wall. Oh, but a good chance there. That was a nice turnaround. Good improvisation for Phoenix. But couldn't convert there. And it will go back to Utah. Espinoza will take the free kick. We'll play it back out. We'll look towards Anna Hall. The first few minutes of this third quarter, Salt Lake looked a little shaky. It was heavy possession from Phoenix. Had some pretty solid chances themselves, but not many shots on target. But they had a lot of possession and some good few final third trips. But then as time started winding down, that's when Salt Lake started to find their footing once again, find their groove, their rhythm. They're able to seize control of this contest once again. And all of a sudden, a blink of an eye, their lead extends from 2 goals to 4 goals. Off the wall, insane shot, but even better defense as it's headed back by Phoenix. That requires some fast twitching reactions. But that one's headed, oh, and an even faster reaction. What a diving save there from Avendaro. That could have been a brilliant header goal for Phoenix for Tostado, for Evans Tostado. But instead, Avendaro had other plans, saves that one. Keeps this lead only at 4 instead of 5 of what it could have been. And keeps Phoenix in this game. as that ball rolls back towards Espinoza, who's able to pick it back up and just slide it down to midfield. That's a good long ball pass. Will they connect with it? They can, but not for long as it gets turned over. Phoenix, if you're Phoenix, I think you're looking to get at least one back in this quarter if you can. Haven't scored since the midway point of the first quarter. Espinoza uses her hand outside the box, and so that will likely be a blue card. And so we'll have our first power play of the afternoon. Kind of had no choice. And so Salt Lake will be without their starting keeper. We'll have to have someone else play keeper. Or just switch keepers. We'll have Kimmy Coombs in as keeper. As it looks like you have a 5-on-4 situation here. At least that's what it should be as far as I know. For Phoenix. They take the free kick and just smashes into the wall. The wall does its job there. And so for the next 2 minutes, it's a woman advantage up for Phoenix. This is a great chance for them to get back into this contest if they can. To at least pull one back in this quarter. But again, Salt Lake throwing their bodies on the line. Deflecting all these shots that Phoenix are throwing in their way. Utah trying to cut it across. Courtney Lean will slide it forward. Avendaro kicks it away. Now play back. Coombs who has to sub in for Espinoza. After using her hand outside of the keeper's box. Now perhaps a chance for Phoenix to get a shot off. It was a good look early for Lacey Perdomo. But it gets taken away once again. Utah want to avoid any sort of pressure. Just try to see out these 2 minutes. Well, they are a person down. Only about 1:15 left in the third quarter to go. Salt Lake finds an opening on the penalty kill. They may have a shot. That pass was a little bit too strong, but they're still in the attack. Off the wall. Good defensive effort by Phoenix, but not for long. Couldn't clear it fully. Have a good chance to slide it across. Oh, just mistimed the hit there. Amber Tripp had a good look at it, and again off the right post. Oh, how did that not go in? That's insane. Second time this quarter that's happened for Salt Lake. Looks like the 2 minutes are up, so they do get someone back. Evans Tostado. Looks as if Coombs will probably play the rest of the third quarter. Here comes Evans Tostado. Will drive down. Maybe will get a shot off herself. Finds an opening. Requires the keeper. Incredible save as it gets poked back up and into the netting. And so you'd almost argue that Salt Lake were the team on the power play for the last minute or 45 seconds or so. They were attacking heavy. But now it's back to an even 5-on-5. Courtney Leam trying to play it back. Phoenix just trying to get the ball at some point, unable to. Only a few seconds left. Will they get a shot off? And they are unable to. So the third quarter is going to end just like that. It is a 6-2 lead for the home team, Utah Uprising FC over Phoenix Pulse. We will see you for the final 15 minutes in just a little bit.
To build full body strength, one must train from the ground up. EOS Fitness, where there's a will. Don't let anything get between you and your workout.
Hey, Will.
EOS Fitness, where there's a will.
Are you ready to create unforgettable moments for your audience? NSN offers professional live streaming and full broadcast services tailored to your needs. From high-quality production to exceptional coverage, we ensure your game or event becomes a spectacle to remember. Book your next game with us today. Call 586-304-4405 to schedule your broadcast and let NSN bring the action to life like never before.
Welcome back to the start of the the fourth quarter between Utah Uprising FC and Phoenix Pulse FC. It was a incredible third quarter for Salt Lake. They once again added 2 goals to continue with their pacing of 2 goals per quarter, and now in the final quarter hold a 4-goal lead over Phoenix Pulse, looking to hand Phoenix their second loss, being the only team to beat Phoenix, as they've already beaten Phoenix once this season, and to just further add to their lead in this Western Conference. So let's see what they can do here. Do Phoenix have a pulse in this fourth quarter? Utah with a crazy close range shot. Avendaro with an unbelievable save. My goodness. That could have been heartbreaking for Phoenix if that one had gone in. Off the wall, though. And a heavy flurry of attacks. Salt Lake are just continuing where they left off, with a huge barrage of attacks, shots, chances, passes in opposing territory. Espinoza back in after an insane... Oh, that was a wild setup. Avendaro spills the ball, has to go out and defend herself, leaving 2 of her outfield teammates to defend the goal. That one does get cleared all the way back towards Espinoza, though, who, again, before that sequence happened, I was going to mention, had taken the first blue card of the game. But here comes Phoenix Pulse. Do they have a chance? Oh, how's it go? Once again, there's no way. That's the 3rd time in the second half, albeit first time for Phoenix, where that one goes on the right side of the post. That right post is a magnet. Although it goes off the wall, that was a diving save there from Espinoza. So she actually deflected that ball and it hit the post as well. So incredible effort by Espinoza to keep this 4-goal lead for Utah. Now they're able to get a sliding back pass, tried to get a turn shot going, but were unable to get the full power. And so that makes its way back towards Avendaro, who just tries to punt that one as far as she can. Couldn't find a teammate. And so now it's basically a 3-on-1. Although there's a couple players back for Phoenix. Salt Lake are still on the heavy attack. Here comes Estrada trying to lay it across. That's a good shot, but heavy deflection off the face as well. Phoenix trying to do everything they can. They've been defending for a majority of this contest. They got to go up and attack try to score some goals themselves if they want to see this game out, potentially force overtime or even find a miracle winner. But time's starting to run out. Evans Tostado gets cut across. Trip up, no foul, but there is a foul. Whistle will be called after some time, some deliberation. Looks like based on the audience reaction, it will go in favor of the home side, Utah Uprising FC. We again are running away with this one. Will they score 2 goals in this fourth quarter as well? Time will tell. Back to Espinoza, lifts it up. Oh, maybe trying for a goalkeeper goal. That would be something else. Oh, just muscled off the ball. Little skirmish off camera based on those 2 players. We'll see what happens with that conflict. They both might be up now, so nothing to it. As Avendaro will take the ball for Phoenix. And we'll try to find some teammates. But again, you still see the high press. Evans Tostado pressuring the keeper to release the ball. Oh, there's a good spot as that one gets tackled down. Phoenix Pulse had a good chance with Lacey Perdomo, but she got brought down. No call, of course, a clean tackle. That one's going to be off the wall, and that's lifted up and in. That will be a goal for Phoenix. So Salt Lake were perhaps looking for a foul to be called, but number 8, Lacey Perdomo, just happens to stand right there perfectly as the ball just bounces off the wall. Espinosa's watching the ball, and it gets ricocheted perfectly in line for Lacey Perdomo. And now Phoenix, they have their first goal of the second half. They get a goal back. The lead is cut down to 3. And so there is still a bit of time left for Phoenix to maybe make 4 unanswered goals to make a miraculous comeback. Will it happen is the real question. Goal turnover might help. Will they be able to get a shot off in time? Utah will look to try to clean themselves up defensively, and they do just that. That one gets poked away by Phoenix, though. You see that goal sprung a little bit of life back into Phoenix. Realizing there's still plenty of time for them to do the perhaps unthinkable. But they can't concede again. As Utah's trying to drive forward. Utah's trying to put a stamp on this game. It's a good 2-handed save there from Avendaro. She's going to throw this ball and launch as far down the field as she can. Brought down. Utah cutting back across. Gets muscled off the ball by Phoenix, but they'll still keep it around midfield. End to end here in this fourth quarter, especially since that goal. Phoenix looking to bring another one back. That one is off the boards. Remember, the 2 goals that Phoenix scored in the first quarter were very quick in succession, and that one just had way too much juice on it. Goes well out of the playing area. And that will simply be a free kick for Espinoza and Utah Uprising. So she will punt this one as far down the field as she can, as far away from her own goal as she can. Salt Lake will cut it across. Good shot. It was a nice look. But it was an even better save. Megan Hendricks had a great chance with that shot. Avendaro, though, doing really well for Phoenix. Utah trying to avoid, once again, another Phoenix shot. But we see a player coming upfield, trying to find a space. Requires the strength of Espinoza to save that one. It was a good look. Addie Cross just uses that right foot of hers to try to put something together. Didn't get the curve she wanted on it. It was a good look overall, but a great save for Salt Lake. Nice little give and go situation as she tries to drives up the field, off the boards, brings it down, turn shot just over the crossbar. That was a great look for Salt Lake once again. but that one's going to get carried back out. And let's see if Phoenix can do something with the ball now. That was a decent look once again. That'll be played back. And now let's see if Salt Lake can bring it back into attacking area. They've been defending a lot more this quarter than they have during the third quarter. It was pretty much all Salt Lake in possession throughout the third quarter. Fourth quarter, Phoenix has been attacking a little bit more frequently now. A good curving shot. That hits the right post once again. The third time a Salt Lake shot has not curved enough to hit that right post. Unbelievable. Back towards Hannah Bruce. To Estrada and back to Bruce. Another curving shot. Didn't get what she wanted from it. Chelsea Campbell-Sanchez. That looks like to be the last shot before this immediate timeout nearing the midway point of this fourth quarter. So we'll be right back in a matter of moments for the remainder of this game.
Are you ready to create unforgettable moments for your audience? NSN offers professional live streaming and full broadcast services tailored to your needs. From high-quality production to exceptional coverage, we ensure your game or event becomes a spectacle to remember. Book your next game with us today. Call 586-304-4405 to schedule your broadcast and let NSN bring the action to life like never before.
To achieve maximum flexibility, one must let go of all tension. EOS Fitness, where there's a will.
Welcome back to the fourth quarter. Just over 7 minutes to go in this contest. It is a 3-goal lead for Salt Lake. They've scored 2 goals in every quarter except the fourth quarter. Phoenix, the lone team to score. They have 1 goal. 3 total, but 1 this quarter. They're looking to add to that. That one gets taken away by Salt Lake. Evans Tostado looking for it. We'll pass it back. She's on it once again, trying for using the wall to bounce across it. She breaks away from a couple of defenders, trying for a near shot. Looking for Campbell-Sanchez, but she couldn't get to the end of that. It will stay with Utah, though. We'll play it all the way back towards Bruce. Now it'll be towards Estrada. Bruce will lift it up, high up, and out of the playing area. This one should be a free kick for Phoenix. We're slowly but surely running out of time with under 7 minutes to go in this contest. Needing 3 goals to force overtime and 4 to win. This could be one here if they could slide it across. A diving kick save by Espinoza. That's a huge moment in this match. As Utah drives forward, leaves a couple of shots, and Tostado scores! Mackenzie Evans Tostado restores the 4-goal lead for Salt Lake Uprising FC. And that looks to be the sequence that will slam the door shut for any potential Phoenix Pulse comeback. Starting with that diving kick save from Espinoza, that could have been a 6-4 game. Instead turns around, and Mackenzie Evans Tostado puts one in the back of the net once again. That's a great shot there from Phoenix. Almost trying to will themselves back with nothing else to lose. From what could have been 6-4 is now 7-3 in favor of Salt Lake. It is a 4-goal lead once again. And we'll see if Utah are done scoring or if they have more. Looks like they might have another shot. That one gets deflected off a defender for Phoenix. Stays with Utah, though. But Phoenix able to just take that one away. Headed back into that playing area. Campo Sanchez trying to find a space. Estrada was looking for it. Phoenix will turn that ball over. And try to find some attack themselves. They'll cut across on that near side. Now Phoenix really have to worry about time. Losing that goal was not what they needed. And we have a player brought down. Is taking her time to get up. Might have been a little hurt there, but glad to see that she's able to get up under her own power. Espinosa slides it forward towards Evans Tostado. Having a brilliant day. Multiple goal night for Tostado. Hannah Bruce maybe looking to get it into the action as well, but that one gets skied over. Avendaro passes wide. Left side of the field for Phoenix. Side it across. Perhaps looking for Lopez to cut it through. Now finds Cassie Hale. Will push it downfield. It's brought down. Trying to find an opening. Hale once again spins, shoots. That one goes way up and out of the playing area. It'll be a corner for Phoenix. She just tries to squeeze it into that tight angle. We're unable to get the goal there. We'll go all the way back towards Lopez. Tries for a slicing shot. That one makes his way back up. And that will go back towards Utah Uprising. So a good flurry of attacks there for Phoenix, but unable to convert there. Time is slowly but surely running out. Less than 4 minutes to go. And they are 4 goals back, Phoenix. And the goalkeeper goes way out of her line. But the defenders there for Phoenix doing just enough to get by. Phoenix still looking to attack. See if they can have any sort of answer in this fourth quarter. 1 goal from each team in this fourth quarter. Of course, has not helped Phoenix's case in any way since they've entered this fourth quarter in a 4-goal deficit. That's where it currently stands. Back across midfield. Utah finding some space. Almost a nice, beautiful back heel pass, but was unable to find that connection. As that ball goes all the way back towards Espinoza. Trying to use up as much time as she can. Under 3 to go in this contest. And that one just makes its way well out of the playing field. Perhaps some of our final substitutions of the night. Phoenix Pulse just trying to go straight to goal with that one. Too easy for Espinoza as she lays it across. Although Phoenix Pulse are able to get that turnover. Finding Mia Daly. Will cut back across. Good whipping shot. Huge diving save there. Incredible. That was Justice Smith that had the great shot, but an even better save from Espinoza. Lopez going to try and track this ball down. She's with it on that near side. Will cut it across. Couldn't find a teammate. Would have been a great chance and a good sliding shot for Mia Daly. But it ends up getting saved once again. A phenomenal night for Espinoza. Under 2 to go in this contest. Ref will call a stoppage real quick. Maybe a little bit too handsy. And too much contact. It looks like we might have one last quick timeout before the end of this game. So we'll be right back. Scored by Salt Lake. You have multiple goals scored by Mackenzie Evans. Tostado has scored 3 on the contest. You got goals by Jessica Salonik with a couple of those great free kick goals as well. And then even had a goal by Katrina Weatherall to extend the lead. But multiple goals by both Salonik and leading goal scorer for the for Utah Uprising. It was Mackenzie Evans Tostado with multiple goals on the night. You had Dominique Estrada put one in the back of the net as well. You had Allison Smathers put one that was, I believe, the 7th goal that was put behind the back of the net as well. Megan Hendricks. All finding the back of the net for Utah, but Mackenzie Evans Tostado with about 3 goals in this contest, definitely leading the way for Utah Uprising. As that one gets brought down, time is waning, practically no time left, just about a minute to go for Phoenix. No time left for them to make any sort of comeback here. It will be their 2nd loss of the season, Phoenix. And they will fall. Still stay around 2nd place in the West Conference. But having a 4 goal will hurt the goal difference a little bit. Not as much, as they are still well ahead of Vegas and Albuquerque, the other 2 teams in that West Conference. But Salt Lake will just further extend their lead. Another shot towards the right side of the post. Can they get one more? It's looking very difficult, but that's going to be a stoppage in play. The keeper was just all the way down. They were fighting for it. And you gotta hope that Avendaro is okay after that sequence. Again, hitting the right post for the 3rd time. But yeah, just stepping over the keeper. May have landed either on the arms or the shoulder. Hopefully not the head. That did look relatively dangerous. And so Mel Avendaro needing some attention. That was a very tough sequence. Phoenix did well defensively, but it may have come at the cost of an injured goalkeeper. So we can hope and pray that she is all right. There's about 15 seconds left of this contest. We'll take a look. I can get you the goals right away. So we have the first goal in the first quarter was scored by Dominique Estrada for Salt Lake. Mackenzie Evans Tostado scored the second one in the first quarter. Then the 2 goals by Phoenix in the first quarter were scored by Katrina Weatherall and Jessica Salonik. Then in the second quarter, 2 goals were scored by Salt Lake. Mackenzie Evans Tostado once again. And then Amber Tripp scores the 4th goal for Salt Lake City. And then in the third quarter, 2 goals once again. Dominique Estrada scores her 2nd. And then Allison Smathers scores the 6th goal for Salt Lake. And then in the 4th quarter, Jessica Raby scores for Phoenix. Whereas Mackenzie Evans Tostado caps off a hat trick performance by scoring the 7th goal for Salt Lake. And that is where we stand. And with about 15 seconds to go in this contest, I believe that will most likely be where we end up as well. But you guys are looking at the highlights of this contest so far. All 10 goals scored, 7 in favor of Salt Lake and 3 in favor of Phoenix. Right now, of course, everyone is paying attention towards Mal Avendaro, who is still down on the field. May have been stepped on while trying to defend the ball. Slowly rising to her feet. You can only hope that depending on the severity of the injury, that she has a very speedy recovery and that she's able to, if not get under her own power, then at least have a safe and strong recovery. But we will see how the rest of this contest plays out as soon as we get word on how goalkeeper Avendaro is and what her condition will be. Looks to be that she is well enough to walk under the feet or off the field under her own power, I should say. And so that is fantastic to see. You hope the best for her. She put in a strong performance despite Phoenix in their defense allowing 7 goals. Multiple saves by Avendaro. Unfortunately, was not able to keep everything out. Salt Lake was too relentless on the attack. And just had a ton of pressure. Really blindsided Phoenix. And so let's finish out these final 15 seconds. Phoenix will try to play the long ball. We'll just look to have maybe one last consolation, one last quick attack. Trying to get a good shot off. Goes off the right side of the boards. It's a good look at it. But that will be cut across as they try to fight for it some more, but that is going to do it. Time will run out, and that will be the end of this contest. So Utah Uprising FC continues their undefeated season by defeating Phoenix Pulse FC by a scoreline of 7-3, handing Phoenix their second loss of the season. Both losses coming to the hands of Salt Lake, and Utah with an impressive showing at their home stadium, winning, of course, by 4 goals in the scoreline, 7-3. Thank you guys so much for watching this contest of the Women's Major League Indoor Soccer at Sports City, Utah. We appreciate you for tuning in to Sports Nation TV, and we will see you guys next time.
Welcome to Sports City, Utah, Utah's premier indoor sports facility located on 114th South in Draper, Utah. Our 80,000 square foot facility has 2 full-size turf fields, 4 full-size basketball courts, and 6 full-size volleyball courts. Here at Sports City, we have something for all ages, from youth sports camps to competitive adult leagues and so much more. So come on down to Sports City, Utah, or visit us at www.sportscityutah.com